I love romantic, nice, sweet boys.
So I grew up very polite, be the nice guy, be the sweetheart, and I just got friend zoned and cheated on. Latina girls I've dated are very jealous and very sweet girls, but also have this jealousy, controlling streak to them.
When you date somebody like that is way older than you, they are more like work orientated. That's what a woman eventually wants.
You need somebody who wants you to live the same lifestyle.
Yeah, you do things that you're gonna spend time with her, and it's different. It's not that transactional. Instead, when you have a sugar daddy, it's like we're gonna see each other, but I'm paying. Money helps, of course. Looks okay. I guess growing up like Barbie and Ken and all of these, I will say blonde, blue eyes. Yes, that's the always thing that make me crazy. But I barely have been with that type of guy.
Most nice guys.
I mean, you can find job anywhere, and being a woman in LA, I feel is really, really easy. So I think that's where my way went a little bad, because it's just so easy that you stop working for what you really want. They try to pull up some like bullshit to try to make me say I wasn't lying, and they try to scare me like, hey, you are making a felony. If you do that, you can go to prison. So, I was nervous, but at that time I knew English, but not too much. And I took it the blame anyway. I was like, if I have to go to prison, I go for it. When I go out with a guy and right away like treats me bad, or it's like trying to fuck with me in the first night.
Welcome to Unattainable. Glad to have you with us. I'm your host, Zach Evans, and first of all, thank you to all of our listeners. We have been getting some explosive growth over the last couple of weeks, so we have to thank all of you guys for that. Today, we got a special guest on the show. This is Daniella.
Hi.
Daniella,
everyone.
Why don't you go first ahead, move the mic a little bit closer.
Okay.
There you go. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, name, where you're from, and your star sign.
So I'm from Spain. I moved to LA like 2 years ago. What else was?
Star sign.
Star sign?
Horoscope?
Gemini.
No.
Why?
I know all about you guys.
Really?
I have a couple of very close relationships with Geminis, and they never end up well. You guys are bad for my mental health. Let's just say that.
That's funny. I think like our horoscope, like is, I don't know. We have everything.
Gemini?
Yeah, everybody say we are two faces because it's
you guys are the toxic sign, literally.
I mean, I don't know about toxic, but yeah, I don't know.
Do you find yourself in toxic relationships?
No, because I'm toxic. I have to say that. I recognize it.
You admit it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm being better every time in a new relationship. But yeah, but I don't think all Geminis are with the same.
No, they are. Yeah, I already checked. They all are the same. I've only had a drink thrown on me twice in my life. Both of them were from your people, the Geminis. Yeah.
Really?
One of them was my fault. I'll admit that. The other one was completely her fault.
Well, I don't know.
What are your toxic traits in relationships?
I feel like if I feel in love with that person, I feel I'm really in love with that person, I just don't let him do whatever he wants. I became too like, I don't know how to explain that, like on top of him, like don't do this, don't do that.
Controlling.
Really controlling,
Yes.
yeah. If I don't really like the person, no, I'm really cool and like, I'll do whatever you want. Give me my space. Used to have my space and do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But no, when I'm really in love, yeah, that's not too good. But I'm way better now than before. But yeah, before was like, no girlfriends, like nothing like that. I want to know where are you all the time. Location on your phone.
By the way, I don't judge. I used to be a very toxic individual. Back in my villain era, yeah. I'm a recovering fuckboy. Now I'm very shy and romantic, but back in the day, I definitely had my and the thing is, I was like a professional, not like these amateur Gen Z fuckboys nowadays with the fucking bird scooters and the TikTok hair. You guys fall for guys that have a bed that touches two walls. Like, do you not know what a nightstand is? Like, stop dating these losers.
Not really, because in my case, I love romantic, nice, sweet boys. I don't think I never really date like a
Daniella,
I'm a badass. I'm a, you know.
don't lie to me.
No, for
don't
real.
Don't lie to me.
Listen, my first 2 relationships, like the first one was 4 years and the second one 3 years. So there are kind of like long-term relationships.
Very much so.
Both of them, I was the first girl. They were virgin, both of them, and not like to drink, not like to party, nothing like that. Like home, like wanted to marry and settle. And so no, I never really, I think, fall for the bad guy. I like the good ones.
That's interesting. So you caught them before they got turned in, because I've seen both sides. I started off, I grew up in a very religious household. So I grew up very polite, be the nice guy, be the sweetheart. And I just got friend zoned and cheated on. And, oh, I don't like you, I like your friend. Until I became so pissed off that I became the giant fuckboy, sociopath, narcissist for like 8 years.
So that's why you went the opposite way.
Yeah, and now I'm matured. I'm like the gentleman. I can see both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not too bad then.
Yeah, no, I'm good now. But in my day, there was definitely some stories. But, okay, so 4-year relationship, 3-year relationship. I have a intuition that you broke their heart.
No, the first one, we actually still friends. And last time I went to Spain, I saw him. Nothing happened because once you break up with somebody, it's like done. But we are friends. We didn't work out because we just wanted really different things. So we did like, he's really like, I love Spain. I want to be there. Those people that really love their country, they never want to leave their comfortable zone. So their parents had a little money. Like he was good settled. So he didn't feel he needed to go anywhere else to be better. He was happy where he was. And I was the opposite. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go everywhere. So I kind of started traveling. I got an opportunity in Ireland, in Dublin. So I went there for like 3 months. And from there, I went to Portugal. And later I came to the US. And now I'm here. So he didn't have that desire to travel and do something else. He just wanted to be there. So we just broke up because things wasn't going anywhere.
But did you break up with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the second guy?
That was more complicated. That's a long thing. That I don't even know how to tell you who break. I did break up, but I think he wanted it.
He was waiting for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a level of excitement that was missing from those relationships because you were the more adventurous one and they were more of the nice guy, stay in Spain, homebody type of people?
Like getting bored, do you mean?
Yes.
For my part or their part?
From your part.
Maybe the first relationship, yeah, but I was too young. I just finished like college and university, so I don't think I knew what I wanted either. So nah, I never see it that way.
I see. How old are you? You're very confusing.
26.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say you seem like you're in your 30s. But you look like you're like 19 with a fake ID. Yeah.
Thank you, though.
I'm like, I don't know whether to talk to you about investing or like doing Molly at Disneyland.
Oh,
like,
no. Nothing about investing.
What's the oldest and the youngest you've dated comparative to your age at the time?
Oh, dated. So probably when I was young, I was like 14 or 15. It wasn't dating, you know, when you met somebody, you kiss, like little things, but you don't call that dating. If you say dating, no, like actually relationships, really close to my age every time. Always like younger.
See, that surprises me because despite all of your obvious glaring red flags, you come off as a very intelligent person. I don't know if people have told you that.
Yeah, they tell me that when they met me at first.
At first.
Later changes.
They changed their mind?
No, I don't know. Is that I feel like that's what I tell all my guy friends, like when they met me, like if I go party with them or I don't know, or we do like traveling or anything cool, they told me, oh my God, you will be like the perfect girlfriend. You are so cool. You are so amazing. And I'm like, yes, as a friend. But when I come into a relationship, I don't feel that way. So I think that's where my problems goes into relationships, that I'm really cool. I'm like great personality, like partying as a friend. Every man tells me you are amazing. But if you talk about relationship, I'm too like controlling, obsessive, and it goes bad.
Is the Spain, because you're from Spain.
Yeah.
I've dated quite a few Latina girls in my past. Is the culture very similar? Because like, I know Latina girls I've dated very jealous, very, and very sweet girls, but also have this jealousy, controlling streak to them.
I cannot talk for everybody. I think it could be a thing, but one of my best friends, she's the opposite to me, and she's from Spain, like race, her culture, and she's the most open-minded like girl I ever met, and I'm not like that, and we were raised the same way, so.
I see.
So I don't think so bad.
Interesting. Yeah, the reason I said I'm surprised you have never dated like older.
No.
Is because, so I owned a business in the modeling industry for 10 years. And whenever new models would come in, 18, 19, 20, we'd always call it hot guy phase, because they would always be dating some hot young guy. And these guys were like clones of each other. Like, they all look the same. They have the TikTok hair and the dangly earring, and they're all the clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the most beautiful girls in the agency, when they were 21, 22, 23, they would always be dating a dude who's just like a normal looking guy. Maybe a dad bod a little bit. Like, it looks like if you put on a brown shirt and like dropped off your UPS package, you wouldn't be surprised. You'd be like, okay, makes sense. But they would always be extremely successful, charismatic, ambitious, usually a little bit older and kind of more mature.
Yeah, I guess I never like met anybody in that like part that I would like to date.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that I guess that just never happened. I met a lot of guys that are successful and they have business and all things like that, but I guess I wasn't interested, so it just never happened. I mean, I get a guy that was 10 years older than me. I think that's actually dating the oldest one.
Okay, that's pretty, that's like pretty normal.
But I mean, he wasn't actually into like business. Like, he was a normal dude, like nothing like too far from there. And it was really like nice hanging out with him at first and everything. But I guess the age gap for me, I don't know, is like, I think our interests are really different from each other. I don't know. And when you are in that age, I mean, of course, I would love to settle, to have kids, to have like a normal life, more like a real life. But I feel I'm still really young. And when you date somebody like that is way older than you, they are more like work orientated. That's what a woman eventually wants, and a house and a job, but that comes with responsibilities too. And what I want when girls are younger, or at least me, is like, you want to experience more, you want to travel more. Like, today I'm here, tomorrow I don't know if I'm gonna go to Switzerland and live there. So it's hard to get with somebody that I don't know how to explain.
I understand what you're saying. You need somebody who's wanting to live the same lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, I guess for now, of course, at some moment I want to settle. But if you go for somebody older than you, that he already has everything figured out, he's going to want you to settle with him.
Yeah. It is tough to find someone who is willing to do both.
Yeah.
And wants to travel, do adventurous things, but also has his shit together. You know what I mean? Like, most people that are the travelers, it's like... yeah, bro, like, you're not really doing much with your life. Yeah. But you're fun. You're really fun.
Yeah, but later, that's what I think now. Is like, oh my God, where I gonna be in a few years, if I don't get everything straight.
Well, so have you ever, I'm curious, being in LA, where the sugar daddy culture is like very rampant, and you love to travel. Have you ever gone the sugar daddy route?
No,
have you ever been tempted by it?
I have been tempted, because when you move to LA, that's everywhere, that's around, like, it's what everybody talks about it. And the funny thing is, like, when I came from Spain, that's not a thing there. In Europe,
same with my hometown.
Yeah, I feel that's not a thing. So actually, when I just came to the States, my first place was Alabama. I lived 2 years in Alabama.
Why the fuck did you move to Alabama?
Because I was
could live anywhere in the United States.
But I didn't know. So maybe I'm an idiot, or I'm not, like, I don't know a lot, but I'm talking about myself. When I was in Spain and they talk about America, we think America as a one. It's just one thing. We don't think like there are so many different states, and each state is like a different totally country, like political, like dating life, like everything. So I thought, oh, Alabama is like the States, whatever. I didn't know like how different like cultural was. So I lived there. I lived for 2 years, but I love it, honestly, because it was just so different. And I think if I will never go to be there in that place, I will never see like something different, because now I'm in LA. Yes, it's amazing. It's fun. You have a lot of opportunities, but I think if I go back to Europe, this is what I would think America is, LA. And I feel like LA is a bubble. It's not the reality.
It is a bubble.
I don't feel it's the reality of life. And at least I don't go back to Europe thinking, oh my God, America is just this bubble. And actually it's more. It depends where you are and where are you living. But yeah, so being there, nobody talks about sugar daddies. And once you come here, you see that's all around.
It was a culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the same way in Wisconsin, where I grew up. It's like the guys are too broke and the girls are too ugly. Like there's no room for sugar daddies. It doesn't make sense. And then I moved here, and one of my best friends is like the most powerful sugar baby. She has like 10 sugar daddies. She has like, this guy pays her rent. This guy buys her purses. Like, have you seen the Avengers?
Yeah.
She has like all the infinity stones of like the sugar daddies, and she's
no
very
way.
powerful. And we're talking one time, and the thing is, my dad raised me very like chivalrous, right? Like if I take a girl on a date, I'm paying. I'm not doing splitsies. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm a man, you know? Like, we walk on the sidewalk. I'll walk on the car side. So if the car comes, I can stop the car with one hand, protect my girl with the other hand, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I was brought up. So when I travel, if I take a girl to Europe or Asia or Australia, it's like, I'm going to pay for it. I'm not sitting here like, hey, babe, did you get the Venmo request for the $87 for the, like, it would feel weird to me. So I'm with this girl and some of our friends, and in front of all our friends, she's like, Zach, you know you're a sugar daddy, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, you take this girls on trips, you pay for hotels, you pay for flights, you pay for all these things. She's like, every guy pays for a girl in some way, whether it's drinks, whether it's trips, whether it's Louis Vuitton bags. She's like, everybody's a sugar daddy. There's just low-class sugar daddies and high-class sugar daddies.
I never thought about that. Like, if you see it that way, yeah.
But where I draw the difference, and I was mad because in the moment I didn't think of this argument, I didn't think of till later, is if a girl is already into me and we're already dating and she was dating me before I paid for anything, then I feel like she's not dating me for the money and for the trips and for whatever I'm taking her on. Versus if my first contact with a girl is like, hey, I'll take you on a trip. Then it's kind of like, hey, please like me. See, I'll give you this free trip. It feels transactional. Feels like a sugar daddy
that's what I
relationship.
was about to say when you say, where is the difference? Like when you are dating somebody, you actually like that person. You are going out with that person because you like them and they are inviting you. They are not giving you money. They are not giving you. I mean, you can buy her a bag. Probably maybe it's not a Prada.
I don't really do the bag things. I do more of the trip. I like experiences.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like you do things that you're going to spend time with her and it's different. It's not that transactional. Instead, when you have a sugar daddy, it's like we're going to see each other, but I'm paying you. So if you see a girl like your girlfriend or you are dating somebody, you are paying for the dinner because you are being a gentleman. But if it's a sugar daddy is paying for the dinner and plus is paying you money to be there, to be his company. So that's more transactional because plus he's giving you money for that. Even if you go to a trip, yes, he pays for the trip, but he pays you money to go in that trip. If you are inviting to a girl to go to a trip, you are not paying her, hey, I'm going to give you for the whole weekend $5,000 plus I pay for everything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the difference.
You got to tell my friend that. I got to bring you around next time so you can lay the hammer down. So, do you think that money is important or success or ambition in a guy you date in general outside of the sugar daddy realm? Is it one of the things on your list, one of your criteria?
That's really personal. That's depend of the person, like everything. Like money helps, of course. But, I mean, if you date a guy that is broken, of course the relationship is going to be more complicated.
It's broke.
He's broke. He's
Not
broken.
Broken
He's broken.
Broken means he's like emotionally fucking broken. But yeah, I got what you're saying.
You got it. Sorry. Yeah. So yes, he's broke. That's not like I think it will stop me for dating him, but you have to know like that's going to be more complicated for you guys to date, because that means you're going to have to help him too. So let's say you are paying like $3,000 on rent, okay? And normally the guy, when you are dating somebody in LA, they will pay that for you. But if you are dating somebody that cannot afford that from you, that means both of you are going to have to pay. And if he's broke, you're going to have to help him probably more than that. So I guess it comes more stress for you, like to work more, to make more money, to be able to support that household. Mm-hmm. Household, that's how you say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes, if you're dating somebody that has more money, yes, of course it's easier. It's a lot of worries that you don't have to think about it. Everything comes easier when the other person is just like more work.
I just feel like girls sell themselves short a lot of times because they get almost tricked into these. Okay, I got an argument with my mom the other night.
Okay.
And she's like, Zach, you know, she's very religious, very homebody, Wisconsin person, conservative. And she's like, Zach, you always date these models and actresses in LA. Why do you care about looks? You should, you know, go for personality. Find a nice girl from church, right? And I'm like, Mom, so do you think I should date an ugly girl? And she's like, no, not an ugly girl. You should just care more about personality. And I'm like, okay. So there are beautiful girls with amazing personalities. And then there's ugly girls with amazing personalities. Of course I'm going to choose the beautiful girl with the amazing personality. And I think for girls, it's like there's rich guys with great personalities. And then there's broke dudes with great personalities. Like 2 + 2 is 4. Why would you not want the rich guy with a good personality?
That's true, but that comes with a problem too, because it's true, you can find that. But this is the way I see things. If I found that kind of person, of course I would like it. Who wouldn't like it?
Yeah.
But then I think I'm in LA. I know how these things work. And I feel that guy is not only going to have me, he's going to have 3 more. And just because he has money, I'm going to have to allow it. Because he's giving me expensive things all the time and he's caring about me. So if I find something out, I have to let him be. But if I have an ugly like boyfriend, I feel like then it's not that much worry about it, you know? Or broke. Oh, he's not going to be able to pay another girl to take her out.
You want to settle for an ugly broke dude to be safe?
That's not what I'm saying, but I say you have to look at everything.
The full picture.
Yeah.
What's your type? Let's go looks first, physical, and then we'll do personality next.
I don't know, because it depends. Looks okay. I guess growing up like Barbie and Ken and all of this, I will say blonde, blue eyes. Yes, that's the always thing that make me crazy. But I barely have been with that type of guys. So
how come?
I don't know, because I always say that's my type of guys that I like. And when I see somebody with blue eyes, I'm like, oh my God, he's so handsome.
It's the best color eye.
Yeah, just for having blue eyes. I'm already like, oh my gosh. But later I met a lot of different type of guys that are not my type at all. And I like them anyways. I mean, depending on the personality.
Well, what about height? Do you need someone taller than you?
I don't really care about height. I mean, no. It's always weird if the man is a little shorter than you, you know, because they like you. I don't know, if you wear like heels or everything. I don't care, honestly. I will go super happy with somebody that is shorter than me, but I feel it's more like a thing for them. So I will feel bad for them that they are shorter than me.
I dated a girl one time. It was the first fashion model I dated. So she was like 5'11". So she's like 3 inches shorter than me, but with heels, she's like the same height, right? And she told me a funny story because she said, Zach, you know, I always used to date basketball players, NBA people, blah, 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 blah. And I got fucked over so many times. I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm going to date a short king, right? So she starts dating this guy that's like 5'8", which is actually average height for a guy, but from girls' eyes, that's like short, right?
Uh-huh.
And her 5'11" with heels, she's like towering over him like Shrek, right? Like Shrek and Donkey. And she said on the 3rd date, she's like, I had a couple glasses of wine and he comes over and she's like, he opens the door and she's like, I give him a hug And she's like, and then I picked him up and I swung him around and I watched his little legs swing around. And she goes, Zach, in that moment, I lost all attraction for him. And I couldn't do it anymore.
I know, of course, if you do that, yeah, that's extra navel.
And I was like, that was your fault. You didn't have to do that.
Exactly.
But I get it, too. It's like, yeah, it's like, I prefer kissing down to kissing up. It just feels weird. Like, hey, babe.
That's right. I never thought about that, like kissing down.
It feels awkward, doesn't it?
That's right. So how guys have to do that with girls all the time?
No, I like kissing. Guys like kissing down, yeah. It's like a masculine, dominant thing.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about that because I never really went out with like short guys because I'm tiny. I'm not too big.
How tall are you?
5'2", something like that. So I'm
not... Oh, really? You seemed a little bit taller than that. But
yeah, okay. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm
heels,
no, but I'm not too tall. That's why for me it's a little hard to find like guys that are like shorter than me. And more in LA, like in America, I feel like guys here are really tall. I feel in Europe, you can find more like small guys, but here, most of them are really tall.
Yeah, America's everything's huge. Our fucking streets, like your European streets are just like, oh, 2 cars can like barely fit. Our streets are like fucking
that happened
giant.
to me. So last summer, I went back to Spain after 5 years that I didn't go back to Spain and to Europe or anywhere. And it was so funny because I went home to my home where I grew up with my friends and everybody was visiting me and I had to put a laundry. So I went to put a laundry and I keep looking at the washing machine. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so small. Where is my clothes are going to fit? And I get all confused and I thought, oh, maybe the washer broke and my mom just bought like a small, tiny one for, until like she can buy another one. And I asked my mom and my friends that were there, like, hey, why is this so small? Like, did the other one break? And everybody looks at me and start laughing. And he's go, no, what is wrong? It's the normal size. And I'm like, no, this is small. And they go, Daniela, are you okay? And I didn't realize it's because in America, everything is bigger. Yeah. And I went back, everything was just so small, like the apartments, like the tables, the chairs, the cars. It was crazy.
Yeah, I went to London one time. And the girl I was dating had like a modeling gig down there. And we rented a car. And so first of all, it's on the wrong side. They put the steering wheel on the wrong side in London. It's like on the right side or whatever the fuck. And then on top of that, the streets that we're going down were like tiny. And I had so much anxiety driving because I was like, am I going to fucking smack into somebody? And like you can barely see. And then because you're on the right side, it's like harder to see if you're going to hit people.
Yeah.
And then you're just not used to it. And I was just like, take me back to America.
For me, it was weird. Like, I got a little excited, too, when I went back. And everybody was like, it's not that you grow up there and you have been your whole life there. And it's like, yes, but it's 5 years here with their culture, their lifestyle. And it really changes when you go back there.
Yeah. What's your... So looks, blue eyes, but you don't really care that much. What is your type personality-wise?
I told you before, I really like the sweet guys. I
feel like this is a lie.
No, for real.
All the guys I know that are very sweet get no girls. They're just begging girls to date
no, they have to be handsome. They need to have something like personality, like something. It's not because he's the sweetest guy on the world and he's ugly or whatever, I'm going to go with him. But yes, like I can be like in a club, okay, dancing, and the hardest guy comes to me, but he's a dick and he knows he's hot and he acts like that with me, I'm out. Like, no.
But if a guy, the problem is, and tell me if you agree, most nice guys are just boring. They're boring. They're not boring to you?
I mean, it's just because I'm thinking in one person that I dated and he was the nicest guy ever. Okay. Like, that's one that I really, really fell for. Things aren't that bad. And yeah, he was boring. But I really...
You don't care?
I didn't care.
I see.
No.
Maybe you just are a sweetheart and you just... the nice guys are great.
I don't know. I just like to be treated good and like something different that I saw too when I was in Alabama. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was getting married at 20s. Like you finished college, you meet somebody, you have kids, like everything was super fast going on. And when I came here, I see like guys still like dating when they are 40s and 50s. Like nobody's in a relationship here. So that's like in the same country, like how different if you go from one state to another. That's why I call LA the bubble.
The bubble, yes.
Yeah.
It is very much the bubble.
So I don't know. I feel like if I go to a date here, I cannot find sweet guys because right away they're going to say like, hey, let's go to my house later. And I'm like, no, I want something else. You know, I want to talk. I want to know you. But here it's like, it's fast. It's like, I know you, you're hot. Let's go to the, you know.
So what happens is, because like I said, I've been in all three. Nice guy, fuck boy. Now I consider myself a gentleman. That's the third stage of the evolution. It's like the caterpillar, the cocoon, the butterfly, right? So what happens to guys is they start off as nice guys. And then girls do this thing where they say, we love nice guys. They're the best. And then they go date fuckboys. And then the nice guy over and over gets friend zone. And he's like, wait, let me look with my eyeballs in reality and not live in Tinkerbell fairy tale land. And I see all these beautiful girls dating these guys who are assholes. So they're like, I think I'm going to become an asshole. And then they get a bunch of girls because they're an asshole. And it's like, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard girls say this? They'll say, oh, if it's a guy that I really like, I'll make him wait. I'll make him wait 3 dates, a month, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's a guy, is just a fuckboy, I'll fuck him on the first night.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
friends like that.
Are you guilty of that? Is that?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
So what happens is guys notice this. And they start thinking, man, every time I'm nice, I don't get laid. Every time I'm an asshole, I get laid. I'm going to stop being nice. And then over time, all the nice guys slowly but surely transition to the fuckboy phase. And that's what happens in LA. It's like a cycle. It's a cycle.
Yeah, that's so sad, though.
It is kind of sad.
No, but I don't feel like I'm like that because, like, when I go out with a guy and right away, like, treats me bad or is, like, trying to fuck with me in the first night, I'm out. Like, I don't...
How long do you usually make a guy wait?
I mean, I don't never, like, make them wait, like, hey, I'm counting, like, okay, 3 dates is too early. I go with the flow, but I like to know what his intentions are. If I see his intentions are only that... I mean, it's kind of what you were saying before. If I like him just to like as a fuckboy, probably yes, I met him. I know I get to know him a little bit and later, okay, because I know I don't want nothing from him either. Yeah. So if it works both ways and we are happy, why not? But if I really like the guy, it's not that I make him wait, but I want to know his intentions are real. So once I kind of know he's going like serious with the, yeah.
That's how you judge things.
Yeah. It
sense.
Never works, but it's, I mean, like, never works exactly like that, but...
I've become much more picky with my standard for intelligence for girls than I used to be. In my 20s, I don't care. You're hot, cool. Let's hang out, right? And now I've got to the point where I just get bored if I'm talking to a girl and not intelligence in a necessarily like you went to college or you read a lot of books, but like social intelligence, like people who want to talk about psychology, the reason people are the way that they are, like that stuff is like intellectually stimulating to me in a way that it's kind of like you were saying, like if a guy's super hot, but then he opens his mouth and you're kind of like, it kind of doesn't do anything for you anymore.
Yeah. Even like he can be super hot, but it's not even for one night. I cannot say that. Night stand. How you say that?
One night stand.
Yeah, I cannot say that.
I see.
So yeah.
So you have all these things that you look for in a guy, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you bring to the table to kind of match the guy that you want to go for?
That's a good question. Ooh. You got me there. I'm like, wait a minute.
You're like, I'm cute.
No, not like that. It's just because it's what I was talking before. Like, I'm a hard worker. Like, I'm not a person that wants like a guy just to pay for her. Of course, that's nice. But I want to have, my own money, like be able to create my own things.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you, I'm in this stage where I really like want to travel and enjoy and have the experience because I want kids. I want a family. I'm super like, I know what I want. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm coming to the 30s, and the woman like battle inside, like, oh, if I want to have kids, I cannot wait too long until I found the person because blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, if I'm coming to the 30s, I want to find that man where I'm going to have the family and I'm going to have kids. And I'm 26. So I have those 4 years. So that's why it's like, okay, now is not the moment. I want to travel. I want to experience until I find that guy to actually create a family.
I see.
So now it's just like enjoying.
So you said you have a strong work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your goals in terms of what you're trying to do?
So everything changed when I came to LA, honestly, and too bad, not too good. Like when I was in Spain, I went to college. I'm a PE teacher, so I actually
No way. My dad's a PE teacher.
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
So I used to work in schools and with
Okay.
kids, like multi-adventure companies. I love like kayaking, like rock climbing, like with kids, everything that is sports with them. So I thought, oh, I'm coming to the States. I'm going to learn English. I'm going to come back. And that's going to help me way better because I can work in international schools and they pay way better. That was my idea, like straight, like nothing too crazy. I didn't know more than that. Come to America to learn English, to Alabama, nice place. Everything was going good until I had the amazing idea to come to LA. I come to LA and I find all of this like bubble. And I see where like everybody basically pays you to go out to dinner. Everybody pays you to go on a vacation. Like you have all these sugar daddies. You have like all these things like the easy work. Like who doesn't work to work here is because they don't want. I mean, you can find job anywhere and being a woman in LA, I feel is really, really easy. So I think that's where my way went a little bad because it's just so easy that you stop working for what you really want.
I think that it's easy, but it's also hard. I didn't understand this until when I was 25. I dated the first girl that I would consider like legitimately beautiful, like really. And seeing her life, what I realized is, yes, free drinks, free vacations, private jet this, yacht that, right? But I also realized that with every opportunity comes these invisible strings attached. And on top of that, it's very difficult to know what girls are your real friends and what girls are secretly jealous behind your back and are going to talk shit about you and be nice to your face. And it's also difficult to know what guys are actually your friends and what guys secretly want to fuck you and they're just waiting for their opportunity. And if you ever reject them, they're going to get angry and butthurt and talk shit behind your back. So it's also difficult to know who you can trust.
Yeah, like on my case, I know a lot of people in LA, a lot of girls that are in the industry, but as a friend, I only have one. That's true.
Friend?
Yeah, like girlfriend, like real that I know I can trust. And she's from Spain. She's not even like from here. So
I find that it's very, I blame girls and I also don't blame girls. My guy friends, I've been friends with for like 7 years. Like ever since I moved here, I got my close guy friends were all friends. But I find this all the time where I'll meet a girl in LA and I'm like, who's your best friend? Oh, my friend Tori, we met last week at the club. I'm like, last week? I'm like, what happened to the last 8 years? Where are all these people in your life? But what I realized is guys are competitive, but it's like in a sports way where like I played football in high school. So like you play football in practice, we're all yelling at each other, we fucking hate each other, we're all competing for the top spot. But then at the end of practice, we all come back to the same locker room and we're on the same team and everybody's cool, right? And I feel like with girls, it's like the opposite where they're very competitive.
yeah.
But then there's no like locker room moment at the end of the night where like, hey, we're all in this together.
No, probably they will end up fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know why is that, but yes, like it's just like we are different, and like men and women, and yes, like guys used to tend to be cool between them, even like if something bad happened, but girls, we hold like grudges. So yeah, and we are more jealous, and we try to be better than each other. It's just harder, I guess.
The other thing too is why girls are somewhat to blame for this is okay. So for example, one of my exes, we're still friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will consistently see her at a party with her real friends having actual real fun. And then she gets a text from a promoter that there's this celebrity here, G-Eazy's at this party, this TikToker's at this party. And she will leave a party with her actual friends to go to some party that G-Eazy's at, except turns out the promoter was lying to her and G-Eazy's not even fucking there, just to try to get some fake clout that she doesn't even care about. And it was kind of crazy. She had her birthday and she was like, Zach, can I use the house for your birthday? Everybody's always asking me to use this place for events and things. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, we're exes, but we're still friends. And she's like all excited about it. She decorates the entire house. She buys all this alcohol and food. She's like, Zach, I got 80 people on Party Full that are coming to my birthday. And literally 10 people show up. And I felt so bad for her on one extent. But then I told her a couple days later after, you know, she'd cried it out and everything. I was like, look, the reality is you're prioritizing clout and status over genuine friendships. And if you continue to do that, you're going to continue to end up with these shallow relationships, you know?
Yeah, but I think that happens here so easy because everybody just try to be like better and better and look with who I'm around, look what party I'm going. That is when you start losing yourself. That's when I told you like that I feel like since I came to LA, my life went kind of that way too. Because I remember like the parties with my friends, real friends, I will laugh, I will have fun. And now for trying to like follow the cloud or try to be in those places, I don't have fun, but I'm there. Why? Because it's the cool thing to do. So later I see myself there. Yeah, maybe I have next to me, I don't know, a Snoop Dogg or whatever. But is he talking to me? No, I'm just here for the cloud. So, and later you are missing important moments that you could actually be having fun just for that. But that's what everybody follows here.
It's so confusing to me too, because like I understand why guys want clout. Because if you're a guy, if you don't have clout, you're like here. And then you get clout. And then girls like you because you have clout, and then you get girls. I'm like, it's a linear relationship to going from lonely to like getting chicks. I get it. I understand it, right? If you're a girl, you start here, you get clout.
And then what?
And then that's it. What is the clout for? You just have clout to have clout? Like, no, what is the purpose of the clout?
I think I talk for like my friends, what I see for them and me, it's like more you get clout, you get more attention from people. It's like more people gets to know you. And from there, you just get more things. I mean, most of that, my girlfriends that are models and go to all these parties, most of it, what they found is sugar daddies. From that comes more money.
I see. So,
and more opportunities to like, I guess, make your life easier.
That makes sense to me. I feel like that's a reason that's very honest. But most girls would not admit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously it's not you, it's your friends. But a lot of girls will say, for example, oh, I'm going for networking. And they'll be going to like Drake's party or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not even in the music industry. The fuck are you talking about Drake's party? Like you do acting. Like Drake's not making a movie. The fuck are you talking about? But I agree with you. It's either the sugar daddy thing, but I think a lot of girls literally just want it to literally be able to think, I'm the cool kid, you're not. I'm cool, you're a loser. Just like in high school, I'm the hot cheerleader, I'm not the nerd. It's literally still in like high school type of bullshit, you know?
Yeah, because that happened to me a little bit with my Instagram. So before I came here to the States, I probably had 1,000 followers. It's not that I have a lot now.
Yeah.
But so I came here, I didn't almost use social media, nothing, whatever. And what happened when I moved here and I started doing cool things that people invite me, like going to these parties or go to the mansions that you see the Lamborghini and all those cars in the front, you are like, oh my God, I'm here. I never did that before. So you start making videos and posting like that's something. So what happened? That created a lot of engagement back in Spain with people that know me, that went to high school with me, and they know me as a normal person. And later they see all of that and they think I became somebody that honestly, no, I'm not. I'm the same person. I'm just getting invited to these things.
Yeah.
But it created all these things where all my town, because, I'm from Europe, it's a smaller, and my town is small, where all the people, like literally everybody reached to me like, hey, did you win the lottery? Like, who did you marry? Who are you dating? Who are you? Are you a model? Are you an actress? And everybody just thinks you are everything. And honestly, you're just getting invited to these things.
I got, do you know what catfish means?
Yeah.
I got lifestyle catfished by this girl one time. It was 2020, so early COVID. COVID's just starting. And do you remember when TikTok was first blowing up? Everybody's getting 1 million followers. So I started dating this girl. She had 1 million plus followers on TikTok. Every day on her Instagram, yacht, private jet, all this shit, right? And she would always come to my house to hang out. And I'm like, you drive through traffic every time. Every once in a while, like, I can come to your place. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm like, that's weird. So one day I end up going over there. And she lives in the Valley. Mm-hmm. Have you been to the Valley?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Valley is like... Have you seen the movie Lion King?
The new one?
Either one.
Yeah.
You know when Simba and Mufasa are up on Pride Rock?
Yeah.
And he's like, Simba. He's like, everything the light touches is your kingdom. And then he's like, see those dark shadowy areas? Never go there. There's crackhead hyenas. It's dangerous. She lived in the shadowy areas of the valley. Yeah. So I go there and she opens the door and I'm like, yo, what's up? She's like, hey, this is my place. And I'm like, yeah, give me the tour. And I see her, 4 roommates on the couch or whatever. And she opens this room. I'm like, oh, this is a nice, like, walk-in closet. And she's like, this is my room. I kid you not. It was just a mattress on the ground. No fitted sheet. Just the flat sheet.
Yeah, I know.
I could go like this and touch both of the walls. But the craziest part, you're not going to believe this. We start watching a movie on Hulu. Mm-hmm. On her laptop because she doesn't have a TV. She has Hulu with advertisements.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you were on a yacht, a private jet yesterday. Your Hulu has advertisements? Like, what is this?
Probably it wasn't even hers. She was
probably someone else's account. And it's just so crazy to me that the lifestyle can be like that much difference. But it is what it is in LA. Everybody flashes.
Well, people say here, fake it until you make it, no?
I mean, that's definitely the culture for sure.
But yeah, I think what happened to me, like what I was telling you, is that how I came here, actually. I don't think you know about this. You know what is an au pair?
Yeah, like a nanny.
That's how I came here.
I see.
I was one of those for like families too. So by accident, I don't know how I ended up with really, really rich families. One of the families that I live with, they had a 25 million mansion. I was living in a 12 bathroom house, like 20 rooms. It was fucking insane. So what happened? I started filming all of that. Like, I was living there. I did live there for a year, 2 years.
You're not lying.
Yeah, but it wasn't mine. So I think that's what started creating all the attention on my Instagram. And that's when everybody's like, oh my God, how you got all of that? They give me a Porsche to drive because they didn't have like anything like for me to drive. So I just got one of their cars. So of course, me that come from nowhere, living in a 25 million mansion with a Porsche driving. So everybody just thought that was mine and I let it be. And that's how everything
They want to
came.
believe it. Let
Yes,
them believe it.
I'm like, whatever. I mean, who really was my friend and wanted to talk to me and ask me,
Yeah.
I will tell them, no, I'm a nanny.
Oh, you didn't say, sorry, peasants.
No.
Porsche.
Because I knew that would end, and later I have to go back. So later,
Back
what
to
happened?
reality, baby. Back to reality.
So later, no, I'm broke. No, just kidding.
Mm-hmm. What do you, so your last relationship, was that the 4-year one or did you have one?
No, I
then?
had the 3-year-old one in Alabama. When I
Oh,
was
that was
there.
in Alabama. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was one of the nice guys?
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
So the crazy thing, we were neighbors, but we met in a club. But we didn't know we were neighbors.
I see.
But he lived like 2 houses down the street. So that was crazy.
And what was it about him that attracted you to him originally?
His personality, he was super sweet. He was a sweetheart, like literally. And he was, I don't know, like He didn't try to rush anything. I didn't even think he was into me because he didn't try anything. I remember it has been like a month or 2 months and he didn't even kiss me. And I was like, we are friends? He didn't like me? And I really
thought... Were you disappointed at the time, or were you like...
Yeah, because I didn't understand what was going on.
But he would take you on dates, or no?
Yeah, I mean, but I thought they could be confused as a like going out with your friend, not like as a date.
It wasn't like dinner.
I mean, we went sometimes to a dinner and he brought his sister. So I thought, okay, he wants me to introduce to his family. He started with his sister and stuff. But I don't know. I thought friends, because who waits 2 months for even like kiss you? So that was a little weird for me.
2 months is a lot, especially for a guy to wait 2 months.
I know, but later I understood. Later we talked, and he told me he never been with a girl before, and he was new. So it was
nervous.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. Later over time, that drive me crazy though, but I did like that.
Why did it drive you crazy?
Because if you start like dating somebody, like I say, I like sweet and gentle, and like people that like to take things slow, but later at the same time you want to have fun. And if somebody's starting with you, you cannot have
someone to pull your hair and push you up against the wall.
No, sometimes. So if he's too sweet all the time, he was even sweet there. So that's nice, but sometimes you want a little of action, and that was not going anywhere with him.
Interesting. So that relationship, how did it end?
Oh, complicated. I don't know if I can say that here.
Okay. You don't have to get into it if you don't want to.
No, because I don't know if that's like illegal to say or no. But basically,
illegal. What the fuck?
Illegal, no. But I did something that it wasn't like right to do. So basically, how it ended, like go after the 3 years and everything that happened to us. By that time, I had to move for work to Florida, and I was living in Florida, but he would come to see me all the time. We got kind of into a fight. He was drinking, and we got into the car. And we were kind of fighting in the car, but he was drunk, and I was sober. And he was driving, and I told him, no, let me drive the car home. And he said, no, I'm driving. And I'm like, no, you are drinking, I'm driving, and it was raining. So then he didn't let me take the keys of the car, and he wanted to drive. 5 minutes on the car, 2 minutes, we crashed. But it was a total, like a lot of things destroyed. I go like, if you see my face, because the window of my side broke, so the glass like kind of cut all my face. I hurt my hip, like it was bad. I almost died. Like when the cops and everybody came, they said, you are like lucky to be alive. You are lucky. But the thing is, like, by the time we get out of the car, the cops came, but they didn't know who was driving. And me, like, fucking stupid, I was super in love. I was, like, mad in love. I knew he was drinking, and he did a car crash and everything. I knew he was going to prison. He was going to lose his job. I knew how bad it would be for him, so I didn't have a better idea to take the blame.
I see.
So when the cops came, I basically took all the blame, said I was driving, and they kind of forced me to say that it wasn't me because they didn't believe me.
They knew you were lying.
They knew, and they tried to pull up some like bullshit to try to make me say I wasn't lying, and they tried to scare me like, hey, you are making a felony. If you do that, you can go to prison. So, I was nervous. But at that time, I knew English, but not too much. And I took the blame anyway. I was like, if I have to go to prison, I go for him.
Damn.
So I took the whole blame. I have a record where my insurance now is fucking expensive. I pay a lot of insurance just because that crash counts.
You should make him pay for it.
I know. Counts like it was mine. And after that, the most insane thing happened. So his car was total, and it was a nice car because his parents had a lot of money, so they just buy him another car. But he called me and he's like, "Hey, Daniella, I'm super sad. Like after what happened, after the accident, I don't know how I'm gonna get over this." So basically, he took over. He has a house. I mean, his family has a house in Italy. I need to relax. I need to go to Italy. And I'm like, "Are you kidding? I couldn't go because I'm working." He goes to Italy, and I find he's cheating on me.
No way.
So after the accident, I never saw him again because I went and blocked him everywhere when I found out that, because you just do that for somebody that is going to go into your record for life, and you just screw me over in that way. So that's when everything just...
That's insane that you took the blame for him. I mean, that's very... You have a very kind heart,
After that, not that way, not the same.
Not anymore.
No.
Don't change though. Don't change.
I know, but you don't want somebody to play with you because that
understand.
anger and those things keep inside of you. At least I couldn't how to say clean myself and feel good for what I did.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposite. I feel bad for what I did, and I'm how I was so stupid.
Yeah. I fucked it up with this girl that was. Have you ever been in love? How many times have you been in love?
I think just one.
Just the
what I can call one, yeah.
Same. I fucked this one up though. It's kind of my fault. I met this girl, most genuine, kind-hearted soul I've ever met in my life. I remember first date, I take her to fancy restaurant, right? She's in this beautiful red cocktail dress, very classy. And we're walking back to the valet after dinner, and there's this homeless guy on the side of the street. So of course I go on the side of the homeless guy just to protect her, whatever. And she walks right past me up to this homeless guy, and she reaches in her purse and gives him a $10 Ralph's gift card, a grocery store gift card, and talks to him for 10 minutes while we wait for the valet. And turns out she just kept all these gift cards in her purse just in case she had to give it to somebody.
Oh, wow.
Another time there was, I went to her house and there was this dog comes running up to me barking. When the fuck did you get a dog? And she walks out with this stack of papers, and she was on the highway, and there's this dog on the side of the road. And so she pulls over, puts the dog in the back seat. And then the next, 4 or 5 hours, we're putting up flyers trying to find the dog owner or whatever. And what I didn't realize at the time, because I was immature, it is with that level of kindness always comes another side of inconvenience, right? It's even the dog story, right? We're supposed to go to the beach, have a beach day, and instead I'm running around town fucking stapling flyers to lampposts. You know what I mean? It's kind of and in my mind, I'm you found the dog on the highway. We might not even be in the right town. We don't even know, but that was just her personality. So the reason she broke up with me, I tried to take her on a Europe trip for her birthday, and she ended up breaking up with me. Basically, she'd always wanted to go to Europe because she did modeling, and Paris is was always her dream to go to Paris.
Yeah.
But she could never go because her mom lived in her house, and she would take care of her mom. Her mom was older, but her mom was a bitch to her, abusive growing up, always rude and mean to her. I called her out one time. I'm your daughter is sacrificing her entire 20s to take care of you. You could at least be respectful to her. And she didn't give a shit, right? So on her birthday, I surprised her. I'm I'm going to take you on this Europe trip. I'm don't worry about your mom. I got a nurse. She's going to come and take care of your mom for, 3 weeks while we're in Europe. And she's Zach, I love you so much for this, but I can't leave my mom. And we got in this big fight, and I'm telling her, look, you need to set boundaries. Your mom doesn't own your life. You can't just waste your entire 20s just because you're too scared to let your mom go, right? And she's Zach, family's family. And we got in this big fight. I ended up going to Europe with one of my guy friends. Never cheat on her or anything like that, but she broke up with me. And the reality is that at that time, I was just not enough of a man to understand that. I was still a boy, and I didn't understand that that's what it takes to date a girl with that level of kindness in her heart.
You just want her to go to Europe with you, kind of.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
And I did care about her very tremendously, but it's of course you're going to want somebody that's that committed to the people she's committed to. But then if you want that, you have to realize that your life is not always going to be convenient.
Yeah.
And you're not going to always be able to do the fun things you want to do.
That's right.
Have you heard the 3 loves theory?
Uh-uh.
So supposedly there's 3 loves in your life.
Okay.
The first one is your first love, puppy love. You're just so enamored because you don't know what you're doing. The second one is your toxic relationship. And then the third one is real love. That's where you find your soulmate.
So we have to go through 3 real relationships until you find your one.
Yeah, exactly. I already wasted my 3, so maybe I'm fucked. I don't know.
Oh shit!
I gotta find my 3rd one again. I gotta re-find because she's engaged now, so I gotta
maybe
find
just
somebody
starts over and you have to go 1, 2, 3 again.
God damn it! I gotta go through the fucking toxic one again.
And you have time. You're in LA, so that means you have until like the 40s, 50.
And let's be honest, toxic can be fun sometimes.
Yeah, I guess. But I think a relationship is never gonna work if you're too toxic.
I don't know.
And I think
you're the Gemini, so
yeah, I think the men just get tired at some point. I think at first, like you say, it's fun and you can deal with it, but later it's just too much,
it
and
is
you are
too
like,
much for sure. But it is fun for a while, to be honest.
yeah. But you know the funny thing, I'm toxic, but most of the guys I have been, there are no toxic at all.
I know you say you date these nice guys. That's why I'm surprised.
Yeah, they're not toxic, and I'm like, if they're so nice to me, how I cannot be like the same and trustful and like everything is gonna be fine? But I'm the one that thinks if they go out, they're gonna cheat on you.
I see. Very controlling.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Interesting. But I also think there's some truth to it's hard to say because there's the argument that's going around in the manosphere TikTok space, which they're like, yeah, if you have a girl and you're dating and she wants to go party with her friends, you should say no. Because you're like, why the fuck are you partying with your whole friends? You're going to go hook up with some guy and then we're going to ruin the relationship, right? And then the feminist side is like, fuck you, stop being controlling. She can do whatever she wants, right? And I'm in the middle where I'm like, okay, I've dated girls that she could go out to some club with the hottest guys in the world and the most celebrities, the most money, and I have 0% chance that they're going to cheat because they're that kind of person. They just don't cheat. They're just not that personality type. But then I've also dated girls who will tell me, Zach, I would never cheat on you. And when they say it to me, I don't think they're lying because they genuinely believe that they wouldn't cheat on somebody. But they just have this personality type when they're out with their friends, they're having fun, the drinks are flowing. It just happened. And for those girls, it's like, if I care about the relationship, then I do feel like I have a responsibility to say, hey, no, you can't go with your whole friends who are going to fucking rope you into some shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't know, like the guys that I dated, they always tell me, oh, go with your friends, go have fun. And they give me so much trust that's for me like the reason that I cannot break it. Because it's like they are giving me so much trust that how I gonna do the opposite. Like that at least is my case. But
Have you ever cheated?
In my in my first relationship, yeah, the first one. But yeah, but he never knew. So probably if he learns English and he listens to this at some point, he will know I did.
Sorry, bro.
That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. But yeah. But no, after that, I think like growing up and if I'm in a real relationship that I want to work for the future, that I really think is going to work out. No, because I want something for the future with that person. So why am I going to screw it out? But the first one, when you are young, I guess. So it's just, you're just trying out, no? I don't know.
I think from your perspective, I don't think he would have the same opinion on that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But the thing, it was really obvious and he never found out and it was right on his face. That made me feel bad.
So it was his fault. It was his fault.
I mean, no. But no, he was a good guy.
Okay. Sorry, bro.
I know.
That's sad. What is your growing up childhood kind of thing? Did you have good parents? Are you close with your parents, siblings?
No, so growing up was difficult because my mom got pregnant, dad ran away. So I don't know who is my dad.
So you have daddy issues.
Oh my God, no. Maybe that's why I'm so toxic and controlling.
Probably.
Maybe because I'm like scared that they're gonna abandon me or they're gonna like
abandonment issues, yeah.
Or maybe or like, like treat me for other person or like things like that. Maybe that's where my like fears come from and that's why I am the way I am. He was never there. So yeah, I just grew up with my mom, no family, nobody, just me and my mom. She ran away when she got pregnant. Yeah, she left the family, nobody knew.
Crazy.
She went to another country. That's how I'm Spanish. Because my family,
where are you from originally?
Portugal.
Oh, I see.
But I mean, I'm I'm Spanish. I was born there, raised there, my friends there, family,
the language
everything.
Is way better.
Yeah. So it is what it is. And yeah, I just grew up with my mom, but she was really sick while I was growing up. So she spent most of her time in like the hospital and stuff. So I grew up by myself pretty much all my life. So I think that's when I start like dating too early and everything, because I never had nobody home, nobody to control me, nobody to say anything. So since I was young, I just could do whatever I wanted. But I think I'm pretty good for what I could became. I'm pretty good. I'm happy.
I'm very surprised you're not more jaded at life. You seem to have a very positive attitude.
Okay, I was like, what that means? Like, I never heard that
jaded
word.
Means like negative and like, oh, I've been fucked over so many times, so fuck everything. Yeah, life sucks. I'm negative. But you seem like a very positive person.
No, because I feel like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm lucky, but I feel like for everything that I went through and how I grew up, like things just shine when they have to shine. So I'm happy. I just feel like my way went the way it had to go. Mm-hmm. And the things that I went through, it was for a reason. So I'm happy. I think they make you stronger. And probably anything like that had happened to me, I will never leave my country and live in America and experience another country and live everything I'm experiencing here. I will be just a normal person like everybody else. Like, I love my friends back home. I love them. But I feel they see like this. You know, and I feel like they do the same thing with their lives. Like, they just don't expect more of life. So
in Wisconsin, when I grew up, it's a very similar, it's like a small town. And it's like, yeah, the guy's kind of just like, oh, my dad works at this factory. I'm going to work at the same factory till I'm 65. And then hopefully there's Social Security. I never leave my little bubble. It's a very like conservative, never leave kind of like my dad has never had sushi in his life. And I'm just God. Like, you're 60. How have you never had sushi? You know, it's a very... That's the kind of the culture in Wisconsin. So
kind of same thing. Of course, we are way open, like minded and everything, but that's how I feel they are. And I just feel like when I am able to do everything that I'm doing, it's not like, oh my God, what amazing, you know, but I feel, oh my God, for my age, I did way more than a lot of people have ever done. But
what made you like that? Like, what made you different where you're like, yeah, fuck this boring life where we just follow the rules every time and just do what you're supposed to do and like get married at age 21 and just have 3 kids? Like, what made you like, fuck this, I want adventure, I want fun?
I don't know, probably I think about this a lot because a lot of people ask me like how you can do it and you are not scared, and I cannot do this. And I'm like, it doesn't mean I'm not scared. Of course I'm scared when I came here for the first time, or when I came to LA, you know, I was in Alabama and I was done with my nanny, you know, program, and I was supposed to go back to Spain. I had nobody in LA. I didn't know nobody here. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything. And I had money on my bank account. I had savings. I'm really good with savings and managing my life. So I was like, you know what? I always wanted to go to LA. I'm gonna go try. I booked a flight just away here. I went the first week to like a hotel and I started figuring out my life. And in 2 weeks, I had my whole life figured out here. In 2 weeks. And I was like, if it goes bad, I just buy another ticket and I go back to Spain. And everything worked out. I was able to buy a car. I found a job with a week of being here. And later I found an apartment rented with somebody. Later I was able to get my own apartment and just kind of roll like that.
Good for you.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think probably it's because of personal opinion. When you have family, and when you have like a job, like let's say if your parent have a company and says, oh, don't worry about it, you're going to work in my company. You have everything so secure. You have your mom, you have your dad, you have your family. But I feel when you don't have nobody, that was my case. It's like, what makes me stay here? What I going to be here? You already have what you have, that is nothing. So you don't lose. Like for me, I wasn't that scared because I had nothing to lose. So it's like for me being here or being in another place is starting from zero anyways, because I don't have family, I have no one, and I don't have like a dad that is going to put me into his job. So I have to figure it out even I'm here or I'm in China.
I see. So you're like, hey, better than China.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I wanted to go. I thought about it.
I don't know about Alabama. It might be worse.
I didn't know what it was Alabama until I went there. But I like the experience. I will never take it away.
Awesome. Well, we're about out of time. I got some rapid fire questions for you. A couple quick ones. What is your favorite food?
Favorite food? I don't have favorite food.
Not at all.
No, I love everything. I eat everything. I just don't drink milk. I mean, I take cheese, whatever, things like that, but hate milk.
Favorite candy?
Candy. Oh, Kinder Bueno.
What is it?
European brand. Oh my God,
what is
my
it called?
favorite.
Kinder Bueno?
Kinder Bueno. You can buy it here.
I see it. I think Bueno. It says Bueno. Though,
yeah, it says Bueno. It's kind of like red and white.
But isn't it? It's kind of like a cookie with chocolate inside. Is it that?
No,
one?
it's chocolate. It's like milk chocolate. Actually, it's like for kids, but I love it. It's the best. I never try anything like that.
Favorite first date spot or activity?
It would be great if somebody tells me, let's go rock climbing. That will excite me. I like restaurants is basic. Like going to a restaurant, anybody can take you. Like something more excitement.
Do you like hiking?
Yeah.
Have you been to the waterfall one in, where is it?
Malibu?
It's like up north. No, there's one in Malibu too. There's another one. Fuck, I can't remember where it is. It's like up north.
I mean, I have 2 dogs, so I go to a lot of hikes.
Gotcha.
They need exercise.
Next travel destination that's on your list that you haven't been to yet?
I really want to go to Greece.
Mykonos?
Yeah, I would love that. I don't know why. Everybody goes there, but the thing is like, since I've been here, I was able to travel everywhere. I have been in 46 states.
46? You've probably been to more states. Why the states though? I'm like, there's only like 5 states worth visiting. The rest of them are kind of pointless.
I know, but I don't know. It was my thing. Like coming here, I just wanted to visit all of them. I was like, I'm completing all of them. And in my first year here, I think I visited like 30 in my first year.
Have you been to Wisconsin?
Wait, no.
That's where I'm from. That's one of the last 4 you haven't been to?
No, I have Maine, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, and
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, because everything else.
Why the fuck did you go to Idaho?
I don't know, because so when I live in Alabama, I kind of did everything around. So I went to Kentucky. What is in Kentucky? Nothing. Yeah. What is in Mississippi? Nothing. But I did everything around. And later I went to Florida for a little bit. So I did Georgia, Virginia, like all of those, New York, Boston. Yeah, and when I came here, kind of same thing.
I see.
So yeah, but in Europe, you see, I haven't been anywhere in Europe. Portugal, Spain, and England is not even part of Europe anymore.
I've probably been to more in Europe, and you've been to more in the United States.
Yeah, but you see, that's why I want to go back and do Europe.
I see.
But now I'm here, so.
Well, Danielle, this has been fun.
Thank you.
We'll have to do a round 2 sometime. All right. Thanks for listening.